Hi and welcome back to my channel, Movement with Liz. Today we're going to do a really nice mobility and flexibility session. Great if you have been sitting for a long period of time or if you're about to sit for a long period of time. So I know it can be, you can get really tight feeling, especially through the hip flexors if we're sitting, and even down through the lower back. So we're going to open all of that up and have you feeling nice and ready to either sit for a long period of time or after you've been sitting for a long period of time. So I've got my little sidekick Aria here. She might stick around, she might try and join in on the practice. So we're going to be moving through some different mobility movements. We might hold a few for a stretch. And we're going to do each one for about 1 minute. If you want to extend that time, please feel free, pause the video, maybe even just take it back and do 2 minutes. But just make this work for you. So it's not going to be super long, but it's going to be really effective for your hips, for your legs, for your whole body. So we're going to begin with windshield wiper. I'm going to give you a couple of different options. So option one, you're going to bring the hands behind you. Feet are going to come out in front and they're going to be wider than your hips, or just a little bit wider than the hips. From here, you're going to drop the knees down to one side. So we're coming into internal and an external rotation with either leg. And then we're going to swap that over. So you want to get the knees just as far as feels okay. We're not going to be forcing it into a position that the body doesn't want to go into. We're just working to our range of motion. So you can see my knees touch the ground, your knees might not, and that's okay. The second option is to sit up tall and you're not using any arm strength, or you're not using your upper body, and you're just going to do that same movement. Again, going to your range of motion without using that resting position. You might move along the floor. I tend to move along the ground as I do that without the hands. So if that's you, just kind of shimmy along and then shimmy yourself back. So we're going to do that for 1 minute, and then we're going to hold either side for a stretch for a few breaths. So let's start my little trusty timer here, because I can't be trusted to time a minute within my head. And let's begin. So you might start with the hands behind. Just get the feeling for the movement. You can hear Aria snoring already. And then if that feels good and you think I might take it a little bit further, see if you can sit up tall. Keep that position there, that tall spine. And there's a little more effort here that has to happen. Oh, I'm actually not doing too bad, not moving too far. So a little bit of core strength needed here as well, just to keep everything nice and tall. And moving just to your range of motion. We've got about 10 seconds left here. Okay, let the knees just drop down to whatever side you're at. This time you are going to bring your hands behind you if you're not already there. And we're just going to hold here just for a little moment. Take 3 smooth breaths in and out. See if you can let that lower body relax. So kind of just let it sink down to the ground, or let the knees sink down. Once you've taken those 3 breaths, we're going to shift that to the other side. So knees will shift to the other side, and then just let that sink, let it relax as much as you can. 3 smooth breaths in and out. Bring that back through to center. So we're going to bring the feet, the bottoms of the feet together. And again, just let the knees kind of relax. Again, they might be kind of up a little bit higher. If it's super uncomfortable for you, maybe just do one leg at a time. But what we're going to be doing is bringing one hand behind, and we're just going to gently press one knee away and then reset back through to center. So let's do that. We're just going to go 30 seconds on either side. So pushing one knee away and down, don't force it, and then come back through to center. Working to your range of motion, it might be quite sensational there through the inner thigh, maybe even around the outside of the hip, just depending on what's happening in your body. Let's hold that little pressure down on the knee for 3 breaths. You can even, as you breathe in, add a little tension. So you might press the knee into the hand. As you breathe out, relax that tension, let it go. And then let's do that to the other side. So pressing that knee out, reset back through to center. You may find that one side feels a bit better than the other, or a little bit easier. Let's hold into that stretch with the option as you breathe in, press the knee into the hand. As you breathe out, relax it down. Do one more. Aria's got a good snore going. Beautiful. Okay, coming on over to the hands and knees. We're going to sit the hips back into a child's pose. Let's reach the arms out long. We're not going to be here for too long. So this is going to set us up for our next movement. So we're coming into frog. So the knees are going to come just as wide as feels okay for you. And then the lower leg, so the feet, they can either be ankle in line with the knee, or you can just shift it in just a little bit like that. So again, it's going to depend on how it feels for your body. I am just going to come this way, face on. Ooh, actually, I need to show you what we're going to be doing. So knees are going to be wide, and then sit the hips back, and then shift the hips forward. So that's going to be our movement, shifting the hips back, and then shifting the hips forward. Then we'll hold into a stretch, bringing the hips back for 3 breaths. So I'm just going to do it from a bit of an angle, just so my knees are on the mat. So set yourself up just as wide as feels okay. So 1 minute, shifting the hips back, shifting the hips forward. This one can be pretty intense, so don't force it. As we hold, or as we move through this little movement here, you may find that you can take the knees a little bit wider after a little bit of time. If that doesn't happen though, don't force it. Just let the body naturally move how it wants to, or move the range it wants to. About 10 seconds. Let's hold, press the hips back, just let them sink. Relax the legs, hold for 3 breaths. Press back up onto the hands, and then just slowly shift yourself out of that position. Let's move now into the hip flexor area and down through the front of the thigh. So when we are sitting, we're in constant hip flexion, not kind of, we are. And we get quite tight through the hip flexor, and then even down into our quadriceps, or the psoas, and then into the quadriceps. So I'm going to bring 1 foot forward, tuck the hips under. We're going to be shifting forward, shifting back, and then we're going to hold into a stretch. We're going to reach the arm up and then a little tip to the side. That's just going to intensify the stretch down the front of that hip. So we'll start just with the movement first. So find that position, tuck the pelvis under, and we're going to do 30 seconds on either side and then holding for those 3 breaths. So shift forward, shift back. Keep the chest nice and tall. And again, just working your range of motion, sinking the hips down towards the ground. Press through that front foot as you come back up. Okay, let's hold into that sinking position down towards the mat. Reach the arm up as the back leg. And then tip over to the side. Holding for 3 breaths. Reaching with that top arm. Beautiful. Bring it back, swapping sides. Other leg comes forward. Tuck the pelvis, so we're not just going to dump down into the lower back. Tuck the pelvis under and then find that movement, 30 seconds, shifting forward, shifting back. Really nice movement here for the hip flexors. So we're not just stretching them. Getting a nice little engagement through them as well. Okay, let's hold into that stretch. Reach that arm up. Little tip over to the side. 3 smooth breaths. Releasing that. Let's come down onto our backs. One last little stretch. So we're going to get into the IT band and then even into the glute area here. So you're going to take one ankle across the opposite knee and then just gently lift the hips. Take them over to, if you lifted your left ankle over the right knee, you're going to take the hips to the left and then vice versa if you went to the right. And we're just going to let this left foot, my left foot, going to sink down to the mat. So the knees are going to the right side. Point the top knee up towards the ceiling or the sky, wherever you are. And you might start to feel something. I can definitely feel that around the glute area, around that hip area, coming up into the IT band. And just hold here. Take a few smooth, deep breaths. You can even take the opposite arm out and just kind of let it sink down to the mat. Well, not the opposite arm, but the same arm as the leg that you've got on top. Take one more breath in and out. And then let's roll that back through to center. Bring both feet down to the mat. Let's do a little kind of hip bridge here. Recenter everything. And then we'll do that to the other side. So my right ankle is going to come over my left knee. Hips are going to lift up, go to the right. And then everything's going to sink down to the left side. I'm going to bring my right arm out. Let that shoulder sink towards the mat. Point the right knee up if it's the right, or the left knee if you've got your left. Focus on a nice smooth rhythm of breath. Take one more breath. Roll that back through to center, and then you're gonna roll yourself up to a standing position. So this may take a few rolls. You may need to use the hands. If you don't need to use the hands, you're gonna come up all the way up to standing. Get there however feels best, and then just take a little bounce on the spot. Get that energy flowing through the body. Whew. All right, if you have been sitting, I hope that feels good. If you're about to sit, you should have some energy moving through your system now. Hips are going to be nice and ready for a little bit of seated work. Thank you very, very much for joining me. Hit the subscribe button so more people can see this channel, and I'll see you in the next video.